Okay, my name is Ed Abdulmalik, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Promsocial. I'm sure many of you, or at least many of the folks in the U.S., I'm sure, have attended their high school prom and recall how stressful and overwhelming it was to plan for that big night. That's why I created Promsocial. Promsocial, just jump to the next slide, is a mobile app that makes the entire prom experience fun and stress-free. Our mission is to make prom fun, safe, and affordable for all students. In terms of the market size, there's about 17 million kids in high school across the US. The average prom goer spends about $919 on the prom experience from planning through execution, creating a $4 billion plus industry spend just in the US alone. In terms of the problem we're solving for, with the many important details that pertain to prom, teens have been left confused and overwhelmed with the entire prom planning process. They're left to figure out what they're going to wear, how they're going to get to prom, who's going to take the prom pictures, and most importantly, who's going to be their date. The prom industry is completely fragmented, and there's no one-stop shop for everything prom, and that's what Promsocial does. It creates that one-stop shop experience for these kids. We started this company because we wanted to take away the many common stresses that teens face for planning from the big night. We provided a platform that allows them to plan all of the details, from finding a date to planning and sharing and organizing their parties, to sharing what they're wearing, to staying up to date on everything that's happening in terms of their big event. The app is simple. You download it on Google Play or the iOS store. You sign up, you join your high school and your prom, and then you can go ahead and take advantage of the many features that Promsocial has to offer, from shopping through the market directory to chatting with other folks, seeing what other people are doing for prom, and organizing and showing off what you're doing for prom as well. In terms of the key features, I'm just going to play a quick short demo to kind of jump and show you some of that. Okay, so that kind of give you an idea of some of the key features. In terms of how we make money, basically the core concept is just connecting prom retailers with the prom goers in our app. So we've built a subscription-based model where we charge $39.99 a month for a retailer to be listed on our platform. We haven't built out the marketplace aspect in terms of having our retailers be able to list their products on our platform, but we do have the directory listing set up where they can kind of show off a lot of their products and services, manage their logistical contact information, and connect directly with our users. Eventually, though, the next step is to layer on that commission on top of the marketplace listing fee once we get retailers to be able to list products in our platform. And we'll also obviously make money through ads as well. So just as Zola and The Knot, which I'm sure you're familiar with from the wedding industry, did for weddings, we're doing the same for the prom industry. In terms of user interaction.
Okay, Edward, time's is up. You can just finish shortly.
Okay, real quick, traction-wise, we've launched our open beta in February of 2019. We've acquired 11,000 users to date and have a target of 15,000, which we think will surpass this year. In terms of revenue, we launched our marketplace in late January, and our goal is to get to $10,000 in revenue this year, and hopefully with the backing of investment can reach these our goals that we have. And we're seeking to raise $500,000 in exchange for 10% equity. 80% of that will go towards sales and marketing, 20% for development. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So how do you grow and prosper in a post-COVID world when people are back using, getting together and not necessarily inclined to want or need an app. What does that mean for you and your business?
Yeah, so we're starting to pivot a bit, and some of the money that in terms of the investment, what we'd be using is to build out live streaming and virtual prom party experiences, due to the crisis and to support the current state.
Ed, what does your research tell you about the future of this industry? Teach us, educate us.
Yeah, so I don't think prom just goes away. I think it's obviously one of the biggest events in a teen's life, and it's unfortunate for the students who had to go through the crisis this year and deal with the pandemic and having their proms canceled across the country. But I do think that this is an event that comes back next year and continues to be an important event that will take place in a teen's life every single year.
Ed,
I'm sorry. Why should we invest now and not wait for another 7 or 8 months before we take an investment?
Well, we are runners up for Shark Tank as well, so that's coming up. We're in the auditions for season 12, and I think it's a great opportunity to get in. I think while everybody is probably sleeping on this industry, we're working hard on building out our product to continue to be a leader in the space, and we're the only people doing this in the prom space right now.
Ed, this is Bill Baker. You mentioned a couple of players in the wedding space.
Yeah.
Previously, I'm sorry I didn't get the names, but it seems a kind of logical move for them to sort of transition into an adjacent space like prom. Okay. Yeah. They have the infrastructure, they have the revenues, they have certainly the brand, and in many cases the customers. I never did go to prom, for full disclosure, but prom is really driven by the young ladies, not necessarily by the guys.
That's right.
So it's just much like a wedding. So why wouldn't they just go into an adjacent space and kind of eliminate any competition, or at least make it a lot more difficult?
Well, those platforms that I mentioned are focused in the wedding industry and are just focused on directing traffic to obviously those retailers, where we've taken that business model but also layered on the social aspect of it and layered on that social network aspect of it, which they haven't been able to do. So that's kind of our competitive advantage in that space.
And maybe I didn't ask the question correctly, so let me rephrase it. Okay.
Just shortly.
The fact that they haven't been able to do that doesn't mean they can't. Okay, with relatively short turn of the rudder. Just thinking about potential competition for you in the future, especially if it's successful.
Yeah, and I think that's an opportunity for us to partner with those companies in the future. And yeah, they could come into this industry, but it's not easy to just flip on a social network overnight that has a lot of the key features and functionality that we've built out. That's why I think we'll continue to be a leader in this space, specifically for prom. They're focused on weddings. They do weddings well, and that's where I think they're going to continue to focus their business.